Latios, we can kind of compare the stats, and Latios pretty much flips the defenses and offenses. That's 130 in the special attack, 90 on the attack, 80 on the defense, and 110 on the special defense with that 110 speed and the 80 hit points. So Latios is still fairly fast, higher on the special attack, good special defense, and some defensive durability as well. So Latios, it's going to be that offensive variant, most likely when you think about it, but you can still do a lot of things. Looking at typing, Dragon Psychic again, a lot of weaknesses, couple of resistances that kind of go hand in hand with it, and overall it's just going to be a Pokemon that you're playing that sweepy game. You don't want to get hit. Hopping into Pokemon Showdown, we can just kind of look Life Orb, again, that you want to use Life Orb with that Timid Nature, Calm Mind in your 3 offensive moves. That's going to be your main thing. That Draco Meteor, huge damage, Psyshock, good amount of stab coverage that gives you that defensive, doesn't let you get defensively walled, and Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire, it's going to break through Ferrothorn, going to break through Scizor, and it's just going to be a good option to have. If you can't get it, you can still see Energy Ball on this Pokemon. Energy Ball does provide its own little niche of coverage, but with Ferrothorn being more popular, people like running the Hidden Power Fire. Then you have Calm Mind. Calm Mind, it's like, oh, you're going to set up, or you can like force a switch on your opponent. Calm Mind, now they're in trouble because they have to outspeed that 110 speed and then just keep going with it from there. That also you're looking at with the special attack, 358 special attack is going to be very nice nature while being fast on that 110 speed. So I mean, Life Orb into Draco Meteor has a lot of neutral KO potential. Calm Mind and Psyshock and Energy Ball also has some KO potential. So Latios works out really well offensively. Now Latios' other thing is that it has Memento instead of Healing Wish. That lowers the target's attack and special attack by 2 but causes you to faint. You just want to use it when you're on your last leg. If you're on the back foot, you're like, oh, I'm going to go down. Might as well throw out Memento. It'll at least force a switch on them, or it gives you a chance to set up on a different Pokemon. So like you can kind of Choice Scarf Draco Meteor. If you find a chance to trick your Choice Scarf away, that's when you throw out the Memento. And that's really all there is to it. You know, it's going to be similar to Latios that you can go for those outspeeds, try to force those switches, or just play that hard, stay in offensive game and try to just blow someone up. And then we just have to mention Soldew on Latios really quick, that it's going to be the same thing that instead of Life Orb, if Soldew is allowed, whatever format you're playing in, you throw down the Soldew, it's going to be a free Calm Mind, and then just terrible things happen. With the Soldew, you could probably get away with Memento on this set a lot easier, and it's like having choice specs without being locked into a move and having extra special defense, so you can actually switch in and absorb a not super effective hit if you get the prediction right. Now, Mega Latios, fairly interesting because you think of it as an outright attacker, but what I was thinking is that, say if we're like, we can't go Modest Nature. You have to be timid, you don't want to risk being outsped by more Pokemon than you need to be, so you're only at 419. Still very high, but that's not going to find you those KOs with Psyshock and Dragon Pulse, that you're going to be really short on damage on a lot of neutral hits. So my thought is, well, we invest in the hit points. That 100 defense, 120 special defense on the 80 hit point investment, that's a 2-3 hit KO Pokemon, which means Calm Mind, and now you sweep. Now anything that's slower than that 350, you're going to have very high KO potential on if it doesn't resist. Psyshock, Dragon Pulse, and if you go up against a tankier Pokemon, that's why we're packing the Roost. I like Roost as an option. You get to set up more Calm Minds, you get to out-roost them, you get to get, you know, some form of sustain, and then you blow them up, and then their follow-up Pokemon is going to be in trouble. If you're at +2, +3 Calm Mind, decent amount of health from the Roost, Psyshock, Dragon Pulse coveraging you out really well, it's going to be solid. Now, there is another kind of Latios you can run, because you think Latios offensively, but you can still run it as a really interesting support. That what I like about it, Reflect Light Screen. You can primarily do this in singles, and it's going to be maxing out that speed on the Timid Nature, maxing out the hit points, so now it's like you have that speed priority. You're going to outspeed your opponent, throw down Reflect. That if they're a physical Pokemon, Reflect. If they're special, use Light Screen, which means you're going to endure that hit really well, which lets you set up the other screen. After that, depending on how much damage you've taken, you can throw out the Draco Meteor, or you can just go straight to the Memento. Memento is like really awesome on the supportive aspect, because you can kind of lead with this set. Lowers your target's attack and special attack, we already talked about it. So now you have halved offensive or special attack damage. So that's just free setup on any Pokemon you want, with the Draco Meteor damage already being down. Light Clay means that those Reflect and Light Screen are going to be out for 8 turns, and people might think, oh no, Latios, offensive, and then you go and throw out a supportive set like this, and it can catch them off guard. So if you guys enjoyed the video, and that's how you use Latios. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrolis here, and please, no more water. Oh wait, Starmie. Starmie's actually pretty good. Nice. Alright, so we're looking at Starmie. Starmie actually just has a lot of special attack and speed. It's kind of a weaker form of those regular sweepers that we've been seeing, but does have some decent defensive bulk, and it has that good speed, good special attack, psychic water, so it also ends up with a great amount of coverage as well, and you can play it like accordingly to that. You can get a lot of usage out of it. Water psychic, as I mentioned, was its typing. Quite a bit of weaknesses though: bug, ghost, grass, electric, dark, but a lot of resistances: fighting, steel, fire, water, psychic, and ice. Can use it defensively, people do that, and it does also just work out offensively pretty well. It is an easy Pokemon to KO, but at the same time, it can resist pretty well. So let's hop into Pokemon Showdown and check out what Starmie's got. And pretty much the most common thing that people do is they go Timid Nature, slap some choice specs on it, use Hydro Pump, and try to one-hit KO everything in its path. That while I am normally against Hydro Pump because of its accuracy, it kind of has the best usage right here, that you're going to get a huge boost from that stab, that with choice specs, and since you don't have the Modest Nature, you're going to need to get as much damage as you can. Go for it. Psychic, if you hit super, awesome. Ice Beam, if you hit super, awesome. Trick, if you really want to shut down their tank or one of their Pokemon that's going to be using status, even better. That Starmie, you can just kind of show up, use Trick. Even though you're losing the boost from choice specs, you're now free to attack how you want, and pretty much you can remove certain Pokemon from the game. Like, Trick will ruin a Pokemon's day if they're trying to just set on one thing, and then if they're set up Pokemon, they really don't have any options from there except for using weak attacks and stuff. So you can trade pretty well with any kind of Trick Pokemon. We haven't had Trick yet to this point, and Starmie is a good Pokemon for it. Just fast, they can't do anything about it. After that, we have Life Orb, that you still want to run Timid. That pretty much with Starmie, you're almost always going to be running Timid, unless you want to take a risk, or you have a Sticky Web, or you feel confident that you're going to be able to outspeed, that you more bring it in for just that huge wall-breaking special kind of Pokemon. And yeah, with Life Orb, you can have a bit more options. Scald, Surf, whatever you want to have in that spot. Psyshock is for that physical coverage, since it does do physical damage. And Ice Beam, you can't really go without it. So it's pretty much your two stab moves in Ice Beam and Rapid Spin. That I'm not a fan of shoehorning Rapid Spin into a lot of Pokemon, but one, Starmie is like the original Rapid Spin Pokemon, and two, it can get away with it. That, it has a lot of speed, so you're going to be able to guarantee like getting that Rapid Spin off. And has a moderately okay amount of bulk to where if you know that you're not going to get hit super, throw out the Rapid Spin, send a super effective hit their way or something really strong, and just, make it count. After that, Starmie can be used as a tank, and it's scary because, I've seen this run so many weird ways that people will like max out the hit points, go for the Timid Nature, and now this is an opposite thing. Like, it goes against common logic to think, well, it's a fast Pokemon, let's make it tanky. But at the same time, it's almost better that its Cosmic Power is going to be going off before it gets hit, which means that it's getting effective defenses. That it would be like if this Pokemon was a tank that had 300 hit points and 300 in both defenses, but instead, it doesn't, and then it gets the Cosmic Power first, so now you're just getting those extra defenses, good amount of leftovers recovery, and you're going to be able to recover before your opponent as well. With this, you can also just set up Scald, throw down Scald so they get burned, Ice Beam to finish them off, and you're really going to be solid from there. So Starmie can work in a crazy way like that. And that's pretty much how you use Starmie, that you just have a lot of offensive, super aggressive, speedy bulk, that you can kind of mix it in with a Life Orb, or you can just go for the Cosmic Power, throw your opponent off guard. If you do it right, they might not be expecting the Cosmic Power Starmie. They might try to set up against you and you set up better. And then if you get a Scald off on a physical Pokemon, they're going to be shut down pretty hard. Also, you don't even need the Timid with a lot of like speediness, that you can keep the Timid, but if you don't care about the speed and you want to go with that, I would recommend going with the Impish, or actually not Impish, Bold Nature. And then that's just going to really give you a good amount of defensive bulk, since a lot of Pokemon are generally more defensive. But if you are worried about your weaknesses, you generally do see special weaknesses more often, so you can switch that around and go with Calm. It's really how you want to run it. This is really the crazy strategy that I would like to see someone try out with success. Other than that, it's still got speed, still got coverage, you're still going to hit well. And, oh yeah. Welcome back, Wolfpack. Vrolis here, and this is how to use Emolga.